you know, yeah, I keep recording these videos and then just deleting them and not uploading them because, but yeah, I've been working on for about a month another refactor. Basically, I've been working on optimization, and I don't want to talk about it. It's been uh, a long month, um, but I think I'm almost done getting things back to where they were. I just need to clear up a few regressions. So here's one that I just found. If I open a macro and then double click on the workspace to get back to the level of, oh, first of all, this breadcrumb trail thing isn't working. I'll get to that in a minute. So when I double click to go back up to the containing workspace, I don't know where I am now. What works? I don't know. I feel like I think I'm on no workspace right now. What was that? Something flashed. I don't know what's happening there. But then when I click default workspace, it actually goes back to where it should be. Okay, so what's happening? How does that work? I think it's in this big horrible file. Let's just search for the web macro. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. So this stuff's always really confusing. The reason it's confusing is because the macro hierarchy in a blockhead project is not as it's not as simple as it might seem, because you can have nested macros inside other macros. And so, oh, that one works. Going from a nested macro to the containing macro works, but then not from the macro to the actual top workspace. Yeah, but then you can also have clones of the same macro. So, oh, there's another bug. Interesting. It's invisible. So this is the same macro, but you can enter it from two different places, like that. And so I have this concept of like a leader macro, which is the actual macro that the user is interacting with. But then I have like invisible workspaces. Like there's an invisible workspace here and an invisible workspace here. But then this is like the leader workspace. Anyway, this is all gobbledygook, I know. Let's just see what's happening when I do this. Get parent macro. Get current workspace. Get parent macro. Okay, cool. 64. Get workspace. What's this doing? Yeah, it's in no workspace. Get workspace. What does this do? Of a core. Okay. Okay, cool. 64. That's this one. Okay, cool. 64. And the workspace of 64. Lane 61. Track 0. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I wasn't expecting the problem to be here. Okay, so that means when I create a lane, right, at some point there should be a, oops, what did I do? There should be a set lane track. What? I'm not even doing anything with it. Okay. This is all not relevant, I think. So reticulated lanes at a lane ID. I think I literally just need to set. I'm not doing it for the track either. Set track workspace. So I just need to update this. Yes. Do the same thing here. Then it does a bunch of complicated things. I think that would do it then. And the reason it works for the nested macros is because that stuff actually is set up for it was being assigned to. Okay, this stuff is all really confusing and complex, so I'm not going to explain any of it. But do this, and then this. Okay, good. We get back to the right place. Okay. So there's two more things I need to figure out. One is when you have a block and you create a copy, it's invisible until you. It's invisible when you're not hovering over a lane. I'm going to do that in a minute. But first of all, I want to know why the breadcrumb trail thing doesn't work. So when you go into a macro, this menu should update. Let's see why that's not happening. So I think it would be in here. Current workspace changed. And I have all this mess. Workspace menu. So this is the macro workspace. Breadcrumb shell update. That's literally just canvas item update. Breadcrumb. What's that do then? Current workspace 63. Last workspace 2. Okay. So this seems to all be happening. Never mind. Okay. So in here, this doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. So when I open the macro, we should generate a sequence of workspaces for the trail of blah blah blah. Anyway, macro no call. That's wrong. That is wrong. Same. So this is the same issue again, really. Parent macro. Add workspace. Self macro. This is wrong. Parent macro. I shouldn't be getting the parent macro. I should be getting the self macro. Yeah, this is all. This is the confusion of the interaction between macros and workspaces, because workspaces obviously macros contain their own workspace, and so a workspace has a macro associated with it, but the macro itself is also inside a workspace, so the workspace that is inside the macro also has a parent workspace, and it gets very confusing keeping track of that stuff in your head. So let's just add another thing here. Get self macro. Hold on though. Hold on. That's actually not what I want. What I want is I don't want the macro of the workspace. I want the what do I want? Because the self macro would be the block. This is the macro workspace. What do I want? Do I have a get? Macro block ID. I must I know this is possible because it worked in the previous builds of blockhead, but how do I get the information that I want? Because this, what we have here is the ID of oh, this would be the micro. So this should have this should actually be set. Okay, no, this is simpler than I thought. Then the bug is simpler than I thought, because when I add this should be set. This is what we are querying, I think. And now everything's going to take forever to build because I changed this this crucial header file. Yeah, this actually should do exactly what I want. But for some reason it was not set here. That should happen here. Add micro workspace. Hold on there. Add micro workspace. Okay, core ID. Not sure what the problem would be here. Oh my god, I've got to be really careful about flippantly changing this header file, because I didn't actually change anything here. I just touched the, I just updated the timestamp on it. You done? You fuck? You linking? No. Please. Here we go. So when we create a macro, ID 65, the parent, is set to 64. $63. $63. Yeah, exactly, because oh, this... We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be in 63. So... We're in the wrong... Let me try and explain what's going on here. There's another issue I've just noticed. Oh, this playhead doesn't... I don't know what's going on with this playhead. When I come out of the macro and then zoom in and out, it goes back to where it should be. Yeah. I'll solve that as well. Okay, so I have a macro here. the macro that we can see like on the screen is one macro, but there is also this invisible, the workspace that we can see on the screen is one workspace. And this is the workspace that the user can interact with. There's also this invisible workspace, which sort of conceptually exists at this level, at the level above the macro. Which will basically try to copy everything that the user does to this workspace. So everything the user does in this workspace will be replicated for this invisible workspace here. So if you have a clone of this macro, you now have one workspace here, one workspace. This is exactly the same workspace here. We just entered it from a different place. And then we have one invisible workspace here that copies everything that workspace does. And then another invisible workspace here. This is what lets you like put manipulators over macros and have them individually affect the macros. Even though it's the same workspace, it's actually different workspaces. Anyway, when I'm entering this macro, the current workspace, I have this concept of a current workspace, and the current workspace should be, when I enter this macro, from the user's point of view, the current workspace is here, but in the logic of the program, the current workspace should be the invisible workspace that we're entering through via this block. So if we enter through this block, the current workspace, quote unquote current workspace, should be this invisible workspace here. And if we enter through this block, it should be different. And it looks like what's happening, just to confirm, at least when we get to this point, if we enter through here, we get 63 for the current workspace. And if we enter through here, we also get 63, because 63 is the ID for this the interactable workspace that the user can see. So that's incorrect. We shouldn't be getting the ID 63 here when we enter a macro. Workspace 63. So, oh, there it is. I immediately found the problem. It's because I'm calling current leader workspace instead of just current workspace. That should do it, I think. And now we crash. Or not crash. No, it's just printing a assertion failure. Okay, fair enough. Just look at this again, just to make sure everything's doing what I think it should be doing now. .64. So we actually get a sequence now of 65. Let's see, at what point does it? Okay, whatever that is. What is this? I don't think this code has changed at all. Again, I'm calling current leader workspace instead of current workspace, which is surely wrong. I shouldn't be doing anything with the leader workspace in here. I don't think. Root workspace. I don't know. I just want to have a look at what that is actually. What is root workspace going to do? I think if I just return nothing. 63 for root workspace. That doesn't make sense. 63. Wait, that is. But I shouldn't be doing this anyway. That doesn't expect. This function doesn't expect a leader workspace. Hey. Okay, the buttons should be lit up if they're selected. And they're not. So there's another problem. I need to start making notes actually. Breadcrumb buttons not lit up is what I'm about to do. Copied cloned blocks are invisible when off lane. And what was the other thing that I saw a minute ago? Oh, the playhead is in wrong place after backing out of macro. Okay. So these are not lit up. Breadcrumb item, is that what it is? Set pressed. Set pressed. Set pressed, yep. You fuck! Is anywhere else that I'm saying leader in this file, I think it's wrong. What about this? When the name changes. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, thank you. Okay, that's lit up now. There we go. Okay, it's working again. So this playhead. Let's just commit this stuff. Macro bugs. When I change workspace, I guess this playhead should. So when I enter a macro, the playhead jumps to 0. But when I back out of a macro, it doesn't. Okay. Go here. Does it happen here? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Okay, right. Play head. Is it this that does it? On was matrix changed? Ah. I don't care, I just want to do this. That'll just do it. Okay. Copied and closed blocks are visible when offline. So dragging it's fine, but if I copy, make group position fixed size. Size 0. Yeah, that would do it. I was just exiting here, right? What is this? What? How did this ever work? Oh, that's not actually being used. Instead it's just... Okay. So this looks okay. Set position. Ah, the height. Where's this coming from? Pixel rect. Okay. Calculate root pixel rect. This is 0. Root data start rect size. So this should happen here. Copy. 0. Okay. Let's try doing this. If it works, I'll write a comment explaining why that is happening. Still doesn't work. Okay. I think that yeah, I could use this instead. The way this used to work is it would just query the actual Godot control node, but I'm not doing things that way anymore. But this is also incorrect. What I'm doing here. So I think it would just get the default height, like the one that is actually set up in the Godot editor. It would just get the default height for the control, which I think is 100. Start rect. Why would I do this? No, let's just take this. Source root rect. Source root rect. Get rid of that. Size, height. Get rid of this and this. I think this is better. I hate all this code. Not apologizing for this code. So copy. Okay. The thing about that now is if it's really big when you copy it, it's going to start like that, which is okay. I don't mind that. Oh, I only copied one. Ah, hello. Right, because I need to do that for all of them. Instance status start. Right. This start. Get current location. Again, this is just wrong. Pixel rect. Just going to keep hacking on this until it works. One, two, three, copy, still doesn't work. Oh. $84, 100, 116. Oh, this is the wrong ID. Oh, whoops. I see. I see. Oh, this should be happening up here. Right. I see. Source geometry. Uh-huh. Height. That's not being set. I see. Pixels. Instance data. Start location. What about that? I'm just guessing. There's no need to fully understand anything. You can just use the intuition to fix bugs. Nope. Copy. Oh my god, please. Please, please, please. 181. So what was I doing? No, 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 no. Yes, that is right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is right. Okay, so 181. This. Oh, I'm setting the pixel rect. By the looks of things. So what's the issue? And then we do kick current location. No, this is wrong. Okay. That's wrong. This is just fucking wrong. This shouldn't be... Why am I doing this? Fuck. Let's do this. And then just get rid of this. Yes. Okay. And then we crush. Hello. Hello. Interesting crush. What happened here? Hmm. 183. Okay. How did this happen? I don't understand how that happened. Oh. Okay. How is that happening? That's interesting. It must mean that this triggered before the next world update. Yeah, it's referring to a block that doesn't exist anymore because we just deleted it. Okay, so I just need to go like this just to be sure. Nope, still happened. No, different crash. Oh dear, this is much worse. This is a much worse crash. We should never ever get into this situation. How on earth would this happen? I'm gonna have to put some printfs in. Excuse me. What the Jesus Christ. Oh. Okay, now we're back here again. So this didn't help, apparently. So how does this work? I don't understand how is this happening? I have no idea. What? This is like impossible. It's not possible for this to happen. Let's do this. Just to be sure. Oh. No. It's getting a list of the visible block instances here. And each one of them has a block associated with it. So if the block instance exists in the model, then the block must also exist in the model. So as long as we're passing the same model around, that shouldn't ever happen. Okay, now we're back to this other problem. Okay, so we're looking at core 186, and I have all this printing happening now. .186 doesn't exist. .186 doesn't exist. How did this happen? Wow. 186. That's fascinating. How did this happen? Where on earth did this ID come from? Oh no, block. It's a block ID, not an instance, not a core ID. Okay. So that was dumb of me. Okay, so, oops. Oh, I do actually know that there's issues with the block deletion, which I haven't got to yet because I thought I could just procrastinate until later. But maybe that is relevant to what is going on here. There's a problem with the block garbage collector that I know about. But I thought it was only a problem on shutdown and not anywhere else. But I don't know if that's relevant or not. Maybe it is. Alright, we're back here again. It keeps alternating between bugs. Yeah, I don't know. ID 184. ID 184, which I can see has been deleted. And Breath 183. Which I can see has not been deleted. So this situation shouldn't happen. This situation should not happen. Okay, this is cool. This is a very clear. It's very clear what the issue is here now. So a block can have multiple instances. If a block is being deleted, like we can see block 184 is being deleted here, then logically for blockhead to be in a valid state, every block instance associated with that block should have already been deleted. And it seems like that's not the case. Seems like it's not the case. 183. Problem is I've put all these printfs in the wrong place because this is the like a worker thread. This is these operations are executing in another thread, and so it might be misleading. Like I should be relying on these printfs to reliably tell me what state the UI thread is in, which is what I'm actually interested in here. So no, it's here. Let's do the equivalent thing here. I'll put the word world in front. ID and here. That would explain the other bug that I was seeing, I suppose, if that's what's actually happening. So I go bup, bup, bup. I mean, really I should be writing a little test instead of doing printf debugging. Writing tests would be a better idea. So here we go. So 184 doesn't exist in the model, but 183 does, apparently. Which is exactly what we're seeing here. Add breath 183. There we go. Yeah. Right. If I go to block manager, which shouldn't exist. This is a class which should not exist. part of what I've been doing with the all of the optimization work that I've been doing on for the last month or so is moving away from object orientation, and I've basically just been gutting all of these objects and moving them into this this big data oriented, essentially a key value store. No, I shouldn't say it's a key value store, because it is actually flat contiguous arrays that everything's anyway. If data oriented design means nothing to you, then this will all be gibberish. But so blockhead's in sort of this halfway state at the moment, where it's halfway between transitioning away from object orientation into a more data oriented design. So things like this block manager class, which is essentially a way of managing a big map of shared pointers. It shouldn't exist, but it does exist for now, and it's fine. But I have already noticed that there's some issues with when every instance of a block has been erased. At some point, this collect blocks procedure will be run, and it will check for any blocks that have no instances remaining and just delete them from memory at that point. So it seems like there's probably multiple issues here that have just arisen during this this refactor that I've been doing. Let me just check. I think I can consistently reproduce this, which is pretty important for debugging. So I go click, 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 copy, click, right click, and it always crashes. And it's either going to crash in this part, or it will crash when it's drawing the. It'll crash in that other place that we found here. It makes sense that it's like alternating between the two, because there's threads involved. But the IDs involved are always going to be the same. Like it's 184, which is the problematic block that is being deleted before it should be. And actually, I'm just going to go here. So this is like the object-oriented counterpart for the block data that still exists for legacy reasons, but eventually will be refactored away. So for the time being, we still have this destructor here for this object, which is letting the data-oriented model know to erase this block. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. So bang, bang, bang. That's 64, yeah. Copy, bang, right click. 136, 132, 134. So there should only be 3 being deleted right now, but there's another one. 186, 184, which is the one that we keep seeing. So I should have stopped there to see. I mean, it must be the... Probably I'm just not keeping track of the block instances correctly. So, what? But these ones shouldn't be deleted, I think. The first 3 are okay, but these ones no. So somewhere around here, yeah, exactly. We're in collect blocks. Blocks to delete. It's just checking instance count, right? That's why it's pushing them onto this vector. So this 186 apparently has no instances. I'm doing a world update here. Okay. So this is likely wrong. This instance count. I mean, I could already tell that it's returning 0, actually. Should I actually reproduce this? See if I can reproduce this in a quicker way. Click, right click. No, that's fine. Click, right click, copy, click, right click. That's fine. Click 2, copy, right click. Okay. This seems to be the minimal reproduction case here. Do that and then stop here. So instance count for 101 is 1. 85 is 1. 116, 150, no. 116 and 118. And 52. I can't remember all these numbers. What's the broken one? It's 152. Oops. $152. We'll right click. This is count 1. So it's not deleting it. It must be deleting it at some point. So blocks to delete. 118 and 116. Then it does it recursively. This is the, well, this is the fucked up stuff that I was already aware of, I suppose. What's this now? 152. What happened? There's no macros involved. Yeah, there's some... I fucked something up somewhere. It's so annoying because none of this should exist. None of this code should exist anymore. But to do the right thing and like complete this refactor would be quite a lot of work, and I want to do it in stages rather than all of it straight away. But once I have everything in this nice data-oriented model, this should be a lot simpler. I think. I mean, so some of the since I started moving things from object-oriented world to data-oriented world, I'm sorry to say that in some situations I do sort of miss being able to think about things in terms of objects, because some of the stuff that happens in Blockhead, it's very complicated, and it's actually a blessing to have things like reference counting and RAI and objects, being able to reason about things in terms of objects. Anyway, so what just happened here didn't make sense. What happened here doesn't make sense. Let's try to catch it. Try to catch that instance count when it changes. So click, right click. So we have 2 that we're deleting, which makes sense. These are the 2 that we're stamping. Then at some point, in here, so this is instance count, get instance count. We're literally just getting the size of this vector. So at some point we have a breaths arrays. Not that. This should be happening. It didn't happen. So how did this happen then? That's weird. 152. Breaths arrays. Didn't happen there. This is the only place it can happen, as far as I know. Interesting stuff. Block 64. Yep. Copy, click, right click. 116, 118. That is mad. Wow, I wonder what's going on there. That is mad, isn't it? I reckon I'm doing something really stupid somewhere. Click right. That makes sense. That makes sense. This much makes sense. Yeah, yeah. All of this is fine. It's going to re-trigger this just in case we deleted a macro. When we get back to here. At some point it's going to query 152 and get 0, which doesn't make any sense. Hooey, that doesn't make any sense. Oh boy. One thing I would like to do here just as a little distraction from this bug. Oh, I have to call this unstore function anyway. Oh, fuck that. Forget it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, this. There's a problem with my data store. Let's just have a look at it one more time. Yes. There must be an issue with this class here. Index, get index. Oh. Hold on. What? Is this just the debugger being a bit shit? No, this is actually... No, it is the debugger being shit. Position 8. Index 8, yeah. 10.0. Okay, I have a feeling the bug might be in here. Okay. So erase block erase. Let's see what's going on. 1, 2. Yeah. Index of 64 is 1. Size is 6. These are no, I don't know what's going on here. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. What's happening here? Left click, right click. Vectors. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? I know what's happening. I must be double adding stuff to this data store. That's exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. And am I double erasing as well? No. What about add breath? Yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay. Okay. That's the issue. I found it. I'm surprised that things weren't even more broken than they were. So every time I was creating a new block, I was adding 2 new entries for that block into a data store instead of just 1. Okay, now it's fixed. Very nice. Click clones, right click, copies, copy, blah. All right. Does it still crash and shut down? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'll just comment these out instead of I should really have like a debug macro instead, but anyway. What is this shit? Oh yeah, this is not done here anymore. Right, what did I just do? Fix invisible blocks and double block entry bug. Shut down while inside macro crash. Which might be fixed now. New bug. New bug. What is going on here? Whoa. Whoa! That's exciting. Does that always happen? This is what's going on. Why did it do all this so many times? What's going on? Um, 120, 133. One 133. Oh, it didn't crash this time. That's annoying. I would prefer it to be consistent. One 133 again. 120, 133. It seems like it doesn't always crash, but when it does, it's core 133, which is almost helpful. Again, 133. Okay. Node ID 133. I'm going to assume this is going to crash. So, haven't crashed yet because we haven't created the snapshot yet. Let's see what happens. Somewhere, frame count, because this is smaller than this, is it? Wow. That's cool. Okay, I'm going to have a break for 20 minutes for you know what. Because I've just finished my second cup of coffee. All right. What was I doing? Oh, right, yeah. Okay. So, something to do with the edges. What was it again? If I create two, like this. Yeah, these edges are just wrong. Okay. Not sure why. I mean, that should be an assertion failure like way earlier than it gets to this point. So let's do that in here. Outer big. Here we go. Let's just put some assertions here because this is where it's generated. So I think we should get a much earlier failure now. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. 24198. Wait, which one? This one. 23686. 23686. Excuse me. Wow. What? Huh? Let me think about that a second. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. The inner edges I don't care about. They can be equal. That's not an issue. I don't know if you can hear that noise, but that is my upstairs neighbour doing DIY, I guess. Still. 3-5, that's really distracting. I can't concentrate. 35928, 35928. Okay. I don't actually care about them being equal. I just care about them being invalid. Okay. 84576. Whoa! That's cool. Aha. Oh. Oh. What is this? Int. Wait, absolute and let's just have a look at this. Bang. This doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. Macro position absolute. That looks uninitialized to me. Was it max int? I don't know what max int is. Do. I think that's just max int. So it hasn't been set at all. Update absolute positions. This should happen. Visual Studio, tell me what this number is. No, it's not going to do it. This is const expert, isn't it? Come on, Visual Studio. Oh, there's just a yeah. Okay. Absolute position. This should happen at some point. Find absolute position. Maybe it didn't. Alright, stick another assert in here. So that's my uninitialized value. What's wrong? What are you complaining about? Ah, thank you. Yeah, absolute position. It only gets set in one place. It's right here, I think. Here, generate ordered calls. No, that's not it. This is the only place it's getting set. But maybe this is not running at all for that call. It's not running at all. Okay. Okay. In what situation does this? Set location. Set location, yeah. This should happen at some point, but that's going to be difficult to debug. Okay, so I can debug this one. So as soon as the macro is created, this happens. Then we get inner lanes. We have one. And we do this for the lane 126. Okay. Lane 118. And then 126. Core ID. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's have a look at what the actual core is. Core ID. Core ID 128. Okay, hold on. Start again. 128. 128. One 119, 120, 128. Okay. Whoa. Oh, I skipped over it. Whoops. Yeah, 128, right? Oh no, it's the macro that I'm looking at. Right, 123. ID 123 is what I actually care about. So what the heck? What the 123? Oh. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Set location for lanes, positions for lanes. At some point this should be 123. It never is. Never is. Okay. At some point this should be 123. And it is. Ah, it's not on a lane. Oh, there isn't. This is stupid. Okay, this shouldn't be happening. The macro is not on a lane yet. The macro is not on a lane yet. So who cares about this? Generate edges. There's no absolute position because the macro has no position yet. I mean, it has a position, but not an absolute position. For these edges that it's generating shouldn't actually matter. I don't want to. Okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna do this. Update absolute positions of cores. Core ID. If it's a macro. And that should solve this weird corner case. Okay, that and that. It still crashes. Three 72779. Why is this an issue? Why is this such an issue? This shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be necessary to do this. I guess I'd never had these asserts here before, and I guess maybe by the time it gets to the baking, this is corrected anyway. Oh, what a nightmare. Ba-ba. Let me in. It's still fucked. This is just mad. I don't know. I don't know. This just doesn't make sense to do this. It doesn't make sense. I think what does make sense actually is just to default this to 0 instead of int max. I still think that I just don't know what I changed to break this. Why? I need to print stuff. 128, 123, 128. Okay, so what's the problem? What is the actual problem? Right, it's the truncation thing again, isn't it? Because this is not being set. Which is fucking weird. I don't get that. Set location for... What's the problem? I don't get it. When the macro is placed on a lane, this should happen. Oh, I think it's crashing before then though. Can't actually remember now. Yeah, it crashes here. So the absolute position is still 0. Why is that a problem? It's just 0. And then it's being truncated. No, I don't see what the problem is. 128. I don't see what the problem is, honestly. So what's it calculating? We're not... Oh, it is on the lane, but it's on the lane inside the macro. That's fine. So... macro core, absolute position is 0. Find absolute position. Of the macro. Oh, it's getting the relative position because it's not on a lane. Why am I doing this? Why did I think this made sense? Let me have a little think. I guess it does. Okay, so it's getting the relative position of the macro. It's interpreting that as the absolute position. So the result is this number. Yeah, that's so far that makes sense. Okay. Now at some point we're going to truncate macro size, macro position. Right, yes. Right. I think I know what's going on here. Yeah. Then there's an overflow of however much. $7,899. It subtracts this. So it's still greater. 7,899. Okay. And the other one. I guess is a greater overflow. Absolute end. Absolute position. I think I understand the problem. Even if I add this line back, it's not going to work right. No, it is. It's going to work fine. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Replace it, and then it still crashes. Still crashes. 22147, 22147. The position is equal to the end. So is this happening? I assume it's still an issue with this erroneous truncation. This, I mean. Yeah. So, what's the problem? absolute end 51137 is greater than this. Two nine. So 134. 129. 129, 134. Yep. 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 Absolute end 51137. 28354. 28354. Macro size. Macro size 0. Ah. 28354. 28354. Ah. How did that happen? How did that happen? Okay. Does that happen here? Core range. If there's a problem here, then it makes more sense why I would be seeing it now. 7045. 7045. You fuck. So this should never be happening. This should never be happening. This is bad. This is bad. It looks like we're pushing these locations to the intermediate layer before the size has been set for a block. Such as what's happening here. I need to make sure the size is set straight away. How do I do that? This happens here. Geometry, set size, target. Calculate pref location. More asserts. I need more asserts. More asserts. Somewhere around here. Update geometry. Update geometry. Here. Size target. No, I don't know. I don't know how that's happening. Oh, it's not getting to that point. Okay. Okay. We shouldn't get to this point. How? What? Whoa. Can I move this? No. What happened here? What? What is happening? What the fuck? What? Oh, fuck off. Okay. Neighbor R. Neighbor R position 24415. They're in exactly the same position. How did that happen? That shouldn't ever happen. I guess it could theoretically happen for a frame. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do then is not do that in that case. Because this will rerun again as soon as that block moves out of the way. Is this okay now? I can't remember. Okay. It's overflowing now, this bit. Okay, now. Does it crash on exit? No? Right, what did I do there? Hold on, let's comment out this stuff. I'm happy to leave these asserts. Yeah. So I'm just going to say fixed macro issues. Not a very good commit message. Shut down while inside a macro. Crash. Did I test that? I think that's been fixed now. No, I thought I just fixed this. Didn't I literally just fix this a second ago? What? So am I not supposed to assert this one? Because it doesn't matter. Not sure. It's both of them. I thought I literally just fixed this, and then what? Oh, this assert doesn't make any sense anymore. Didn't I literally just fix this a second ago? No, I didn't. I fixed something else. I fixed the other thing. What is the issue? Do this and then this. And then for some reason it thinks that it's truncating, which it isn't. And it thinks it's truncating, why? Because absolute end is greater than macro end. Macro absolute position is 67380. So the macro size is 501, which of course it fucking isn't. That doesn't make sense. Can't be 501. Macro size is 501. Why is macro size 501? Why? Oh, my macro size is 500. Oh, I understand why it's 501. Okay. And then it would cause a truncation. It actually would. Because the macro is so small. Right. Okay. And then this happens. That must mean that these are wrong. Because it's fine for the macro to be really small. Doesn't matter. What's happening? 67892. 67881. Yeah, they're right. It's right. 67380. So these are fine now. Okay. These functions which were rewritten at some point, so it's not that surprising if they're broken. So the outer 67380, this is okay, but the inner is not. 67892, inner L. But I could just clamp them and it would be fine. I think that's what should happen in here anyway. It should clamp it. Calculate inner R. This is a sampler, right? Sampler. Calculate inner, so it should do this one. Calculate inner R. It's returning 0, which would be the, so it's 67881. Yeah, exactly. 67881. Right. I think I did I remove some logic from here? 67881. This is overlapping it. Calculate the inner L. Here. I think it should be clamping it already. Bang. Didn't fail. But it will fail if I go, if I do this and then, yeah. So let's have a look at this. Begin, end. Five 12. Yes. 9834. 9404. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just need to do a clamp in this part. Edge, data inner, and equals. So I'm just thinking again about this. Is this okay? What I'm about to do? I think so. So now this is guaranteed. I think in older versions of blockhead, I wasn't doing the macro truncation correctly. Actually, let me think again about this. Maybe I could just truncate by less. Which is effectively what I'm doing now by clamping. I'm just truncating less. Alright, it seems to be working fine. Okay, so now finally, let me just commit that. Fix macro truncation issue. Finally, I want to test the thing that I was actually trying to test, which was if you open a macro and then shut down blockhead while inside a macro, then everything is absolutely fine, not a problem. Test MIDI lock. Because I rewrote the button for it, if I remember correctly. This button here. It works. And this one. It works. MIDI focused item. Focused item, so this one. It's working. No, don't tell me that. Alright, let's investigate that. That is because the reason I'm seeing that for the first time, I think, is because I was never opening the sample browser ever, I think. So if I just do that and then close, I don't get any resource leak. If I do that and then open the block manager, I don't get any resource leak. However, if I do this and then open the sample manager, then have a look, still no resource leak. Okay, so it's something else. I wonder what it is. Something to do with MIDI lock? What did I do? That was so interesting. I don't think I did anything. Oh, I opened this panel. Does that make a difference? Okay, something I did there. Something. Open that panel and then close. Nope. Maybe just click this and then close. Nope. Right, I'm going to click this, do that once, and then close. Ah. What about this? So just the sample. If I literally just do that and then close. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think this is going to tell me much, but it might do. Sometimes it does. Stream texture 8583. Blink default icon. What? That doesn't make sense. The blink default icon is this thing. That's not being used for it. I'm not using a sampler plugin to play those samples back. Da, 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 da. We retain this texture. It's essentially this is not. So the plugins are not being freed. That can't be true. Can I see what plugin this actually is? Let me in. Let me in. Gainer. Gainer. Only one plugin was... Oh, no, that's not true at all. The thing I'm confused about is why... One-shot player. Sample one-shot. This doesn't use a plugin to play anything. Ah, but it does... How does it work? Sample data. Does this have a reference to the plugin at some point? I hope not. Plugin ID. Blink analysis queue. Blink samplers. Right. Yes. Did I change this? This is really old code that shouldn't exist anymore. I need to redo it. It will get fucking thrown away at some point because none of this is the way I should be doing things in blockhead going forwards. But this is basically the code that does it plays back a sample from the sample browser in response to the MIDI. none of this is going to exist in the future. But anyway, I have this shared pointer to sample data here. So if that's hanging around at program shutdown, sample one shot player, where is it? One shot player. That should be removed. Oh no, I'm doing this stuff, am I? You know what I can do? Engine. One shot player. Ah, dear. This is a really hacky solution, but again, it's just like old code. I don't want to spend too much time fixing it. One shot player. This should just solve the lifetime issue that I'm seeing here. I think. Somewhere I have like a shutdown or stop audio and quit, is that it? Push finish task. Ah, la 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 la. What is it? Wait. Oh my god, this is okay, this is really hacky. Do not write code like this. Do not shut the reset. Oh, I guess we're doing it like this, are we? Process audio tasks. Okay. Yep, I don't want to look at this code. This is very bad code. Yeah, I hate all this code. Don't write code like this. Don't write code like this either. Don't write code like this. Just no, don't write code like that. This is all garbage. Okay. Blockhead is powered by garbage. Hopefully that solves that issue. If it doesn't, then okay, this is a build issue. Must be. This must be a build issue because I changed the header. Okay. I'm doing a rebuild because Visual C++ has a very annoying problem where it can't keep track of when you change a header file. Sometimes it can't keep track of what object files actually need to be updated when you change a header. And so occasionally you'll get a completely out of the blue crash on startup after changing a header file, and you eventually develop an intuition for what has happened. And the only way to solve it, as far as I know, is to do a clean build of the entire project. I need to go out and buy food. I'm really hungry. I have no food. Oh, get down. It didn't fix it. It did not fix it. That's interesting. So the problem must be something else. So this fix that I did is garbage. I'm quite happy about that actually, because it was such a hack. The problem must be something else that I don't understand yet. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to make a note of this and work on it later. Fix resource leak after doing example one shot. Surely what it is, it must be related to this. Well, I know it's in some way related to the one shot player. It actually doesn't make sense that that fix didn't fix it. But I'm getting so low energy right now because I haven't eaten any food that I feel like I should stop and sort my life out for a second. It must be related to this. But then if it was, then that fix I did would have fixed it. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. What are you complaining about? I fucking reverted that change. Okay, yeah, I have to stop and go out and forage for food.